All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Fourever Rivals. Here we go. We're already starting. Everyone's pumped up. This will be one of the first times I think that there's actually no losers tonight. There's really no losers tonight. I don't know how many times we're going to get that through the year. So how we going? So if this is the first time you've been here, I'm Rocco, and we have got Mark, Manny, and Quinn. We'll quickly introduce everyone in case no one's this is the first time. First of all, we'll go to Mark. How are you, Mark?
Good evening, guys. How you all going?
Very good. How are you going?
I'm pretty excited at the moment. Yeah,
very
fantastic.
Excited.
Great win.
You actually picked 48, so we expect you to finish top 4 this year because that was your prediction.
It certainly was, yes. And I'm still holding that. I'm still going to hold that, yeah. Even though it's round one.
Yeah, no, well, you got it. You got it.
By the time you know it, it'll be round 6, round 7, round 12, round 15, and we're still sitting there. So,
yeah, well, we'll see about that. All right, we also have Quinn here from
Hi, everybody.
From the pressure. It's a pressure podcast, isn't it?
Pressure point.
Pressure Point podcast, and also the Tiger Den. How you going, mate? We had an exciting game, if you call it exciting, I suppose.
Yeah, that's one way to describe it. It was certainly interesting. I'll say that much about it. We'll get into it a bit later, but yeah, no, I'm glad we didn't lose. I'll say that much. I'm glad it wasn't a loss.
And I say it was I don't care what they say. I don't like the draws. To me, that was a letdown, and they should do something about it. So anyway, we can discuss that later. And in the top corner there, we have Magpie Manny. How are you, mate?
Good evening, everyone. How are we?
Very good. You must be excited.
Oh, we're just picking up from last year, mate. It's just, the story keeps going. The story keeps going.
So
we're growing. We're developing.
You picked up from the loss in the final, did you?
Oh, no, I can at least say we're going back to what I said last week, mate. At least we played finals.
That's good.
We'll talk more about it. Yeah.
No, that's good. Well, I like how you got that top shelf full of trophies. Anyway, don't get too excited there, Manny. We'll get to you in a second. Don't get excited. I know you're like one of those Collingwood supporters, the brother and sister who are waiting for their first child. So don't get too excited. Relax, and we'll get to you in a second. In actual fact, wait a sec. I think I got a couple of your cousins. We've got a couple of your cousins here. And here we go.
That's all.
Your cousins there. There they go. Look at this. They were excited, mate. They were excited about the game.
There were a couple of guys booing Ollie Henry on the weekend, I think.
All right. I want to start this week because I can't have an Essendon supporter with Essendon on top of the ladder. It just doesn't look right, mate. What's going on there?
Rock,
how did you
honestly, look, statistics don't lie, yeah? So obviously the last 28 years, whoever finished on top of the ladder round 1 made the finals. Were you guys aware of that at all, or have you done your homework at all?
No, I don't know that. No. That's why you're here.
That's the last 28 years. Round 1, whoever finished on top of the ladder made the finals. So
I'm going to write this down.
I do recall someone did say something to me about, I think it was 2007, where Brisbane finished on top of the ladder, round 1, and they didn't make the finals. But, so there's a statistic for you. Last 28 years, round 1, whoever finished on top of the ladder actually made the finals.
All right, so you can for finals. I'm pretty happy with that. We'll pencil Essendon in for finals. That sounds good to me. I like that.
It's top 4 because obviously, 59 points you won.
Top 4. You already said you're going to finish top 4. So that's
we won by over 48 points. So
you've made your prediction. You actually that Hawthorn side, really, I did not expect a side to be that hopeless. They were absolutely shocking, mate.
You can only play with what you got. And the thing is, really, at the end of the day, if we won by like 3 or 4 goals, I probably wouldn't have been happy because the opposition wasn't to the standard, but go out and smash them by 60 points, and that's it. And that's what we've done, and that's what we're going to only hope for. Yeah. Otherwise,
100%. What do you reckon, boys, about that game?
I think he summed it up pretty well, Rock. I didn't expect Hawthorn to come out and show as little as they did, and again for the Bombers just came out firing. And like you said, Mark, you can only beat who's in front of you. And if you had beaten them by a goal or two, it would have been one of the worst matches we've seen in a long time. But you came out, you pumped them, you did what you can do. And from an outside supporter, the only good thing I've taken from this game was it was nice to see Tipper playing footy again.
Yes.
I thought that was exciting. His goal he kicked, it was good. It's one of the only nice things I'll say about the Bombers tonight. But it was good seeing Tipper back.
Yeah. And Archie Perkins. Sorry.
Yeah. Go. No. Go to it, mate. Sorry.
Archie Perkins, best on ground, I reckon. Young fella again. Parrish and Sir Thatcher in the back line, mate, probably his best game. But they're little things that you want to see, and the way we were composed a little bit from the back line, I didn't see that. I haven't seen it for the last 2 or 3 years. So it was good to see, even though the opposition wasn't put to that standard. But you can only move forward from that. And we've got Gold Coast this week, 5 goals plus again. And we'll be sitting on top of the ladder again in round 2.
The only good thing about Essendon being on top of the ladder is it's just down from now on. That's all I'm happy about, because it's just going to be down from now on.
Great game by the Bombers. Great game by the Bombers. I remember Rocky saying last week that they're going to lose by 3 goals. Rocky had no idea what he was talking about. But my question is Essendon at the moment? Will they be going to any sort of drug tests or anything like that? Because, we don't want history to repeat itself, but we just want to make sure. Is that maybe something that they may potentially look at?
Or it wouldn't surprise me.
They were on a high there, Mark, mate. They were like, mate, something else, man. They were running on top of the ground there, mate. It was really
at least if that's the case, it's working for us. I'm not quite sure about you guys and your teams, but at the end of the day, we've got the 4 points. So if it works, it works. If we get caught, we get caught.
All right, that's a good attitude. I like it. If you get caught, you get caught. What about, we'll go to Manny here, because he's been hanging all week. He reckons he's got it all under control. He's the star of the show. He reckons he's been working all week on this little bit here. So I'm going to give him the stage here. In actual fact, what I'm going to do is I want to sit back, because he's been talking all week about how he's prepared himself. So I'm just going to have some limoncello here. And I want to just sit back and I want to see the Manny show. Let's go for it, brother. Cheers.
Salute. Well, look, let's talk a little bit about football. Let's talk about Collingwood. I did tell you that they were thirsty. I did tell you they were hungry. And you know what? They really put up a really, really good fight. Not taking anything away from Geelong. Geelong pushed. They played good football, but it showed at the end of that third quarter, the Collingwood football team just looked like they couldn't wait for that last quarter to start. They were just so keen, and they looked like they could play another 3-4 rounds of football. And they played.
So tell me,
football.
Manny,
now,
how do you let, and again you've done it this year, how do you let a team kick nearly 16 goals on you?
Well, 16 goals is 16 goals. I mean, it was a big scoring match.
I'm just saying, defenses win premierships and finals, and you prove that you're no good at finals. And I think that's one of your big deficiencies. And again, you've led an old geriatric side who just come out of a nursing home, kick 16 goals against you. And the only time you ever hit the front is when they lost their steward, who really is one of their most important players. And that was the only time that you really moved forward. Before that, an old side had you absolutely whipped. And if you keep kicking,
we knew what we were doing.
16 goals on you, I'm telling you, you're going nowhere. Last year, you had one of the worst percentages in the 8.
Worst percentages in the 8.
Yeah.
But you got it right though. We played finals football, and that's what it's about, Rocky. It's about playing.
Yeah, but you've got to have a brand of football that's going to sustain finals. You haven't got it, and you proved it again.
Well, I tell you what.
Tell
you
me
want to
something,
talk,
Manny. You watched the game closely. Where was it that you won the game? Where was it that you won the game?
I think it had to come down to fitness, and it came down to the fact that
No, in your game plan, how did you break down Geelong? Since you know your team so well, how did you break down Geelong?
I think it was both sides played a great game of football. It was entertaining. So let's talk facts. It was an entertaining
I'm talking
game.
facts. I'm asking you how you broke down their game plan and what you did. What did you do?
We didn't have to do anything. They
What do you
fell
mean
on
you
their
didn't
own.
have to do anything? I'm sure there was a game plan. What, you didn't watch the game? You didn't see what Collingwood did? I can tell you what they did to break down Geelong.
It doesn't matter what they did. The facts are
What do you
in the
mean it
last
doesn't
quarter.
matter? This is a footy show. We want to know how Collingwood are going to move forward and how they broke down Geelong to actually win the game. What did they do? Or didn't you watch the game? Are you just going on the scores?
Mate, let me tell you something. They played great football. They kept it at it. They kept at it because you've got to remember something. Geelong was the premiership side, yeah? So when the premiership side comes into a new season, they're coming in with a reputation, right? So you can't sit there and say that Geelong's going to be a pushover because there'll be no pushover.
I didn't
And the
say
fact
that. I asked you how you broke down Geelong. What was the winning formula at the end? Because at the start, you were getting punished. You were getting punished. And what did you do different to break down, to change the game style and to actually kick eight, what was it, 8 out of 9 goals? What was it? What did you do, Manny? Or are we just coming on and saying we played good football? What's good football? What did you do? You want to sit here, but what did you do? What did you do?
We shut them down. That's what we did.
How? No,
We
you
shut
didn't.
them down.
It wasn't you shut them down.
Of course we did. Did you see
No,
what
it
we did
wasn't.
last?
It had
Did you see
nothing
what
to
we
do
did in the
with
last
shutting them
quarter?
down. It was nothing to do with shutting them down. You know that.
Well, what do you think it was? What do you think
The
it was?
way you did it, Collingwood's a fast moving. They got that first handball, they break the lines, the way they switch the ball and they run real quick. And that's what they did differently in that third quarter and the last quarter. That's what they did different, Manny. Not they just played good football. That's what they did. But unfortunately, when Stewart went out, that was your issue. Because when Stewart was there, I'm telling you, you couldn't even get through.
So you're saying it's a one-man team. A one-man team, that's what you're saying.
But a one-man, someone like Stewart in your back line can absolutely break your whole structure. Because you move someone out, someone like a Stewart out of there, all of a sudden the whole back line has to reassemble and that. Nah?
Well, you know, that's football. That's football for you, Rocco. You've got to be able to adjust.
I'm just glad you know how. I'm just glad you actually watched the game and you knew how it went by. That was pretty good, man.
Well, facts are.
The game. They played well.
I reckon Collingwood will play some exciting football. They're pretty quick and fast. But the downfall, I reckon, is that Geelong this year will probably be a little bit too old and slow. They won the flag last year, but
eggs in the basket last year.
Yeah, I don't think Geelong's going to be as good as what they were last year.
And make the 8.
Yeah.
Well, are you even a member of Collingwood?
Me?
No, Manny.
Mate, let me tell you something.
Are you a member of Collingwood?
Let me tell you something.
Are you a member of Collingwood? Oh my God! You're not even a member of your own team.
I'm a fully paid, fully pledged member. Not like you guys who've got. You guys have got.
Here you go. Show me your membership.
Well, I've left it in the car.
You've left it in the car.
After the game.
I guarantee you're not even a member. What you are is a barracker.
No, mate, let me tell you something.
Show me your membership. I'll give you time. Go to your car and grab it.
Well, don't worry about me going to the car. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
You're not a member.
Let me tell you something.
We've got a barracker.
I can tell you right now. that at the end of the day, I bumped into a couple of Carlton supporters who said to me, "Yeah, we barrack for Carlton." I said, "Oh, that's fantastic." I said, "So you got a full membership?" He goes, No. He goes, "I've only got a 2-game membership." What sort of membership is that? That Carlton sits there and brags they've got 90,000 members. Mate, you can have those type of members. I can tell you right now.
You can actually get pet membership now. So,
hey, man, are you reading Are you reading off a script? Because I asked you a decent question and you couldn't answer it. Then I told me to produce your membership and you haven't got one. So you are just a barracker. You're not a supporter. Man, I've been a supporter all my life. I pay for my whole family. I never miss a game. Here you go, Coltonian, man. That's one of the top memberships. I spend a lot of money, mate. And you don't even buy membership. And then you come here and you don't even know your own team's game plan.
Hey,
you
Rocco.
don't even know your game plan.
Hey, Rocco. Let me tell you something. When you started barracking with that team, rumor has it that you had a full set of hair. And you've lost all that hair because the disappointments that you've had with Carlton.
I lost my hair in the early 90s and we're winning premierships. So no, that doesn't fit. Anyway, I'm like listening to barrackers. I actually thought I actually just threw that one out, but I was right. You're not even a member, so you're just a barracker.
Well, I tell you what. Let's talk about that rugby game. The first game for the season, that rugby game.
We will, and me and Quinn are going to talk about that because we were actually right at the game. I don't even know. You didn't even go to the game, did you?
What, the Collingwood Carlton game?
Yeah.
What, Collingwood Geelong game?
Yeah, you didn't go.
Did I go to the game?
No. Well, how many times I have to ask you? Did you go to the game? Yes or no?
I did go to the game.
No, you didn't go to the game. You're a liar. You didn't go to the game. You don't buy a membership. Come on,
I did go to the
game. You don't know how your game won. You didn't even know the game plan. Oh, my God. Anyway, let's talk to someone who actually knows something about football. Quinn.
Yeah, go on.
We were at the game, yeah? Because we go to every game, yeah?
Absolutely. We were there. We were there, mate. Loud and proud. It was difficult to be out towards the end, but it was exciting.
So what did you think
you did.
You
did. No. Like I said before we started going live, I honestly thought we were the 4-goal better side on the night, but it was just we couldn't do anything to actually hit the scoreboard. We locked it in our forward line really well, but your defenders held up really strong and stopped us from actually scoring. You couldn't get it out of there, but you also didn't let us score. So it was a little bit. It was low scoring. It wasn't as probably. I mean, the first 2 minutes, I think Dustin Martin kicks the first goal of the game 20 seconds in, and I think Zach Fisher kicks one 30 seconds later. I'm thinking, we're on. Although we're on here for an absolute scoring festival, but it dropped off a bit from there, and it just stopped. And it was pretty underwhelming. I won't lie. It was a little bit underwhelming. I was glad in the end we were able to tie it with that Lynch mark and goal, but we probably shouldn't have been in that position to begin with. So I'll count my lucky star there.
Yeah, you should have been 4 or 5 goals. I'm just surprised. And this is what I was saying to Manny, mate. Defenses win premiership. I'm not saying we're going to win the premiership, but that's where everything starts, you know. And in the last 2 years, you can say whatever you want about us, but our defense holds up every single time. We have one of the better. Well, you can say whatever you want. Our percentage was better than yours last year, Manny. And you just proved it there, man. Like you were one of the best sides for the last 5 or 6 years. Quinn there, and we held you to 8 goals. I mean, you did the same to us, but that's where it all starts, man. So definitely held up really good. Our problem was getting it out of there. We just kept kicking to the same fucking wing, mate. We just couldn't get it out of that bloody position, and you just kept picking it off and do like you had 66 to 44 forward entries. You beat us by I think 21 or 22 forward entries. So. Man, you were peppering away. So what our defense did was I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, that would be the positive to take from it from a Carlton point of view. But that's why I was so disappointed as well. I mean, when you win the inside 50s by that much, you've got to kick more goals. It's as simple as that. You've got to kick more goals. But like you said, every time you guys tried to get it out of our forward 50, it was going to the same spot on the wing and bouncing straight back in. I reckon Marlon Pickett had about 10 intercepts there on that wing. He kept getting involved in the play. When he went off, when he got subbed off, we felt it straight away. You could tell he wasn't there because he's that key interceptor from that position, and we noticed him a lot when he went off. But it was look, I tell you what, as underwhelming as the game was, that last 5 minutes was absolutely thrilling. Like it's low scoring, I know, but you just didn't know who was going to win in that last 5. And I guess both our teams had too many close losses last year. Neither of us have learned clearly.
Well, we definitely haven't learned, man. That was a disgrace, man. I would have absolutely thrown a spastic at them. That's again, we failed in the last couple of minutes, And when O'Brien ran down that wing, we talked about this before. Everyone goes, yeah, he hit the target, and McKay dropped the mark. But mate, he should have kicked that ball 2 bounces earlier, man. McKay was free. He would have been not under pressure. So it was just an oversight by them. And then soon as Richmond grabbed that ball, I said, oh, no, they're going to score a goal, man. And it's exactly what happened, mate. It absolutely, man, it was a no feeling at the end, no feeling.
You know what's really you know what's really sad? You know what's really sad is that Carlton looked so disappointed last year in the last game when Jamie Elliott broke their hearts. And cameras were on the coach, Carlton coach, players were devastated. And you'd think that from that devastation alone, you'd sit there and say, you know what, we're going to come back hungry. We're going to come back with determination. And you didn't. You basically, to me, it was like I was watching again. And I thought, you know what, Richmond's going to win this. One more minute, Richmond's going to win this. And I tell you right now, if Richmond was a little bit more polished, Carlton would have lost by at least 6 goals.
So where did Carlton lose it? Where did Carlton lose it? Since you watched the game, yeah.
Where did they lose it? They lost it by playing 2 defence. That's where they lost it. If they play their usual attacking football, all right. But then again, how can you play attacking football? It was like I was watching an Italian soccer game. You had Carlton sitting there in the defence. They had their full forwards defending. That wasn't football, mate. That was a rugby game.
I've never seen our full forward defending. If you know how the modern game is played, usually they all roll up the ground. So, but
yeah, well, I tell you what.
Since you don't understand how games actually work,
Carlton never did that. Richmond was unlucky.
Never did what? Never did what?
You guys never played attacking football at all. You guys didn't. You guys decided, you know, well, we have to defend this.
But I said that. What? I said that. That was our issue. But I said, where did we lose it? Where did we lose it?
Where did you lose it?
Yeah.
Inexperience.
Now that's just you just used the buzzword there. Inexperience.
No, inexperience.
Bravo.
Because, well,
bravo.
Think about it.
Let's hear what Booney's got to say. Let's hear. Bernie Army.
Well, you think about it. You guys had opportunities, and you guys just gave them
membership
up.
When you're ready there, and we can
That's all you did. That's all you did. You gave them up.
I don't think you understand the game of footy, mate. I really don't.
Let me tell you right now.
Hey, Mark,
the 3 teams that can talk about football is Essendon, Richmond, and Collingwood. They're the only 3 that can talk about having a team that's possibly going to be making finals football.
I think Rocco, Mark, and Quinn should be the only one who have opinions because we've all got memberships. You won't even support your team.
Is that the best you can do? Is that the best you can do?
That's
the best you can do.
Yeah. I actually watched the game on Thursday night.
And what do you think, Marco?
Look, I reckon it was pretty scrappy. I would have rather gone to the local footy and watch the game.
It was a scrappy game.
Yeah, it was. Look, I mean, obviously towards the end of it was a draw, which was exciting. But
it's always exciting at the end when it's a draw, but it doesn't indicate what happened during the game.
At half time, mate, I was ready to go to bed. So, what's happened to the defenders' punch? Like, not for anything. I mean, Lynch.
So you're talking about the last. You're talking about the last mark there.
They knew they knew it was going to go to
that was a good mark, I think.
So what's happened to that defender's punch now? Where's it gone?
I think in that situation, there was definitely no punch, and the bloke that come in the front, who was Wiedering, did not block the space. They should have blocked that space, and they didn't. That was definitely a mistake by them.
Well, I think what Carlton did well all night was every time it did come towards Lynch, you'd have usually Wiedering one-on-one with Lynch, and then someone like a Lewis Young or McGovern would fly across the front of the pack.
McGovern did well, yeah.
The one time it didn't happen the whole night was that last passage of play, and Lynch had free run at the ball. Wiedering was in front of him, But if you got Tom Lynch at full sprint leading out to the ball, you're not stopping him. So
It's hard.
It was the only time Carlton didn't do that defensive down the whole night, and he took a big pack mark and
correct.
Tied
And
them
it
up.
was pretty much that was the game. But obviously, looking at, I reckon Taranto played fantastic for his first year at the new club.
Taranto.
And
Probably your best
Rioli's all class. He's all class. And like Manny was saying last week, if Dusty is 100% fit, I reckon Richmond would have won by at least 4 or 5 goals.
Get the dustpan out, mate.
And Manny was saying that
Dusty was going to do that. Dustpan out.
But he didn't.
I think Cole's
But he
got some
didn't,
problems.
Manny.
They got some problems.
But he
yeah?
didn't, Manny.
No,
He's got presence.
Are you using the same lines from last week?
He's got presence.
I thought you had a whole list. Is that what you did? You made me wait all week, and you absolutely disappointed me. You've disappointed me, man. You come up with no stats,
Quinn,
nothing.
what did he say last week, Quinn? Didn't he bag the crap out of Lynch? And it was I that defended Lynch. You remember that?
He did defend Lynch. I'll give you that. But it's all part of it. Mark, I want to go back to what you were saying as well with Timmy Taranto and Rioli. I thought they were top 2 for best on ground. I thought Rioli might have just pinched him. I liked his work a lot. But Tim Taranto, high expectations, new club. I thought he lived up to the moment. Had a couple shots on goal he probably sprayed, but he kicks those and it's a completely different ball game. But on the other hand, Rocco, what happened to Blake Acres, mate?
He was terrible, man. Seriously, man.
That last chest mark he dropped, that wins the game.
No, well, the problem with him, man, to be a good winger, do you know what a winger is, Manny? To be a good winger, right, you've got to run back and forth. You've got to defend and that's what a good winger is. And sometimes you've got like your offensive winger and your defensive winger, you know what I mean? But to me, Acres, right, didn't do any of that. And then when it came to like the easiest mark, he dropped it. He shit his pants and he dropped it. And that's bad. Now, everyone goes, it's his first game. It's not his first game because he's played heaps for Fremantle, you know. So it's not his first game. So I'm absolutely disappointed. I'm not going to throw him out, with the bathwater, as they say, but that was definitely terrible, mate. He takes that mark or even works harder. He only had like 10 or so possessions, and that's just not good enough for a winger.
Hey, get the guy down a toilet.
They didn't select O'Brien in the game, and I thought he should have started the game, you know what I mean? Because when he came, you saw that injection of pace kind of made a difference in that last quarter. Because in that last quarter, we looked decent, like if we had kicked, we could have, if Finn takes that mark, we win the game, So I think
you're right.
They fucked up in the selection too. They stuffed up.
I reckon Cottrell might have had a bigger impact than Blake Acres on the night.
Yeah, but Cottrell, definitely. But Cottrell's injured, so he's not ready to come in.
Hey, listen, Toy World selling footballs that are made out of cotton wool, those little soft balls. I reckon you guys need to get them to practice on those type of balls first, mate. Because we
need medicine balls.
When they miss those type of marks, you don't miss those type of marks, mate. Those type of marks you don't miss, and then all of a sudden the story goes, he puts his hand on his head. Mate, you're a professional. You're playing football. You got to play for the jumper, mate. It's simple. And that's what Collingwood did. They played for the jumper.
We said that. Are you reading off a script again?
Hey, listen, don't worry about the script. Facts are facts, mate. I'm trying to help the Carlton.
But we just said that. Why are you repeating it? Bring something new into the conversation. Don't just the Bombers. Don't you fucking start with that. I'm telling you, mate.
We get it, Mark. You're top of the ladder. We get it.
We get it. You're on top of the ladder. Take a photo, put it up.
Fucking enjoy while I can, mate.
Now, Manny, I gotta ask you, Manny. Were you one of the supporters booing the poor kid that just wanted to go play footy with his brother? He was on the fringe, and you just had to let him have it, couldn't you? You guys couldn't leave Ollie Henry alone. The poor kid.
Well,
Manny wasn't booing because he was at home.
For me, what I can't understand is there's no longer loyalty in the game, right? Now, can you imagine if you had, say, Dusty, who's been playing for Richmond, all of a sudden he goes and he's playing for Collingwood, right? Only as an example, he's playing for Collingwood and he scores a goal, right? I can tell you right now, Dusty would not be celebrating, right? He'd say, yeah, I scored, but he wouldn't be celebrating. You know why? Because there's the facts are there's loyalty there. You know what? I played for Richmond Football Club. I was loyal to them and so forth. Now, this young buck, you know, all of a sudden he scores a goal and his reaction was, oh, you know, I mean, it's like, mate, you should have just sat there. That's right. What was that? And then all of a sudden, Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore, that's his title. Mr. Moore. He took him down like a sack of potatoes. I've got a bloke at Tooradin. He's got a potato farm in Tooradin, and he says, mate, I might get this bloke to teach my boys how to drop potato sacks, because that's how we dropped him, like a potato sack. Thank you,
That's
sir.
right. Many people get run down, Manny. There's no shame in that. Did that bloke leave, or did you get rid of him?
It's irrelevant.
No, it is. It's very relevant. Did he leave, or did you get rid of him?
Look,
Don't you even know? Do you know,
can't.
Did he leave, or did they get rid of him?
No, he did leave. He did leave. But Collingwood wanted to keep him, but he was a fringe player. He wasn't playing every week. He didn't play in their final series.
No,
he's got his brother down the highway at Geelong. So I can see both sides. Collingwood upset because he's an up-and-comer. He looked promising, looked good, but he wasn't getting a game every week, and Geelong obviously promised him something he wasn't going to get at the Pies. Plus, he gets to play with his brother, which is what De Koning's going to be doing next year.
Would you boo the player? Would you boo the player, Manny?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you boo the player, Mark?
Especially when he does that.
Booing is part of the game.
And would you boo the player, Quinn?
Depends on the player.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, all three of you, what adult goes boo, boo?
Not 90,000 people at the ground.
People, mate. That's for kids, mate.
Passion.
Passion.
Shut up.
In other words, passion.
I've got a lot of growing up to do. I've got a lot of growing up to do, clearly.
Hey, Quinny, there's no such thing as growing up, mate. You and Mark have got what I have, and that's passion for the sport. Passion. You've got to have passion.
Manny. You don't even buy a membership, Manny. You haven't even bought a membership. How can you have passion? You don't even support your side. Don't put yourself in the same category as us three, please.
Hey, listen. Next week when I've got the membership and I present it to you.
Now. Go and get it now. And if you get it next week, I want to see the date that you got it. Because I reckon you will go and get your one game membership just to prove it. Trust me. Go and get it. We've got half an hour, man. We've got 27 minutes. Your car's just outside. Go and get your membership.
Mate, I don't have to prove anything to you right now.
That's the words of someone who's not
you're clinching like the sticks. You're clinching like the sticks here. You're hoping.
Right, yeah. No, you've proved everything to me by not being a member, mate. Seriously, you're not a supporter.
No.
You're a barracker. You don't even know your game plan.
Well, you know what? It's all about winning. It's not about how you play the game.
It's about supporting your team, mate.
It's about how you play the game.
Supporting the team, mate.
And I can tell you right now, the most
you actually shouldn't have a right to talk until you buy a membership. You should not have. The most
disappointed coach at the end of round one, you wouldn't believe it, was the Richmond coach. And he summed it up in the first minute. He turned around and he said, we should have had this. It was ours. We weren't polished enough. Yeah? We weren't polished enough.
They weren't.
You can't.
How good did that make us that they weren't polished enough? They absolutely smashed us, right? Really, during the game, you had us, Quinn, and we still held on for a draw. Mate, I'm taking that every day of the week, mate. We were rubbish, Manny. We were rubbish. You could say whatever you want. In round one of a full season, and not March premiers like you, and you've always proved to be March or July premiers, right? We were rubbish, and we still held on for a draw.
Hey, I'm proud of you, Rocco.
Not good enough, Rocco. Not good enough.
Rocco, I'm proud of you, mate.
You guys got
I'm
this
proud of
week.
you.
We've got Geelong.
Tomorrow
It
night.
could be 0-2.
Ooh,
We
no.
could be
I
0-2.
reckon.
Well, 1.5.
No,
There'll be 1.5.
Oh, sorry, yeah,
No,
1.5. Who's Richmond got?
But if
Who's
we
Richmond got?
win and you
We
lose,
got-
Manny, guess what? We're on top of you,
Adelaide.
man, and your ends.
Yeah, we
And
got
if
the
you
Crows.
thought you had
on
all
Saturday.
your
Could go-
great
could be
sayings and
one
that
and a
this
half
week, if you
as
lose
well.
next week, you better start writing all that stuff because I'm going for you, mate.
Yeah. You can keep dreaming. I'm just proud of you,
I'm
Rocco.
not dreaming, mate.
Counselling session number
Tomorrow
2.
night, I'm going to grab
Fantastic to
you
see you
and I'm going to
express your
scan
heart.
it and I'm going to
Yeah.
sit in my reserve seat that I pay for me and my family.
Yeah.
Is it a,
Oh, look,
is it a goal?
I
Is it a
think-
goal
I think
membership,
it's
Rocco,
fantastic.
that you got, or?
I don't know if it's gold, but it's Carltonian. So that's,
Oh, right,
that sounds,
okay.
that
Oh, that's
sounds
a-
important.
That's the
Carlton,
next level.
yeah.
It's like the Essendonians.
The Macedonians.
Yeah, you keep drinking there, Manny.
Mate, listen, I'm,
This week, Manny.
I'm celebrating.
Do you even know who you're playing this week?
This week we're playing a very, very good side.
Who's that?
Well, it doesn't matter who it is. We
Who
don't
you
worry
playing?
about it.
Who are you playing? Who are you playing?
No, we're not playing. I think we're. Hey, Quinny, are we playing?
No,
Are we playing
don't
Richmond?
give him an out here. Don't tell me you don't know who you're playing this week. You're not a member. You don't go to the game. You don't even know who you're playing this week, Manny. Oh, my. I'm
Manny,
done.
come on.
Hey.
I expect a lot more than that, mate. Come on. What's going on, buddy?
I can't do this anymore. I
Hey,
can't
Rock,
do it.
Adelaide, Port Adelaide,
Collingwood
Port Adelaide.
supporters, mate. I'm over these Collingwood supporters, mate. What's going on? You don't even know you're playing this week.
Hey, Mark.
Don't you start getting me into the bantering now, mate.
Hey,
I'll let
hey,
you
Mark,
guys
listen.
do that.
Listen.
If you want to get me involved,
Collingwood supporters are like those wealthy people who don't care about payday. You know, they get paid. They never check if they get paid. They never check if there's money in the account because they don't worry about it. That's the same attitude the Collingwood supporters have
Why?
got. We
Because your
don't
goal
care.
goes in every
Our
Thursday.
attitude
You
is
don't have to
bring
worry
it
about it.
on. Bring it
you
on.
don't
Doesn't
care
matter
who
who
you're
we're
playing.
playing.
Yeah.
You don't
Fair
even
enough.
know who
Doesn't
you're
matter.
playing. That's
Wobble, wobble,
embarrassing.
wobble.
Wait till I cut this up. You don't even know
I
you're
remember
playing.
last week Rocco turned around and said to some fan of the show, he turned around and he said to some fan of the show, he said,
That's
if you,
why you don't worry
he
about
goes,
your money, because my taxes are paying for your dole every week.
that's
mate.
right. So last week he turned around and he said that I don't want people ringing up unless they've got facts and they've got to speak facts. And then he started, Hawthorn is a super side, Carlton, and he started talking about, what was it, the cattle? Something like that. And that's when I switched off. I said to myself, the bloke
What
must
are
be
you
a
talking
farmer.
about,
I
Manny?
don't know.
What's
I don't know
going
what's
on
about.
here? Am I in the twilight zone? What are you going on about, Manny? I
I'm
think you've
talking
lost
about-
the plot. Anyway, we were talking about who you're playing. You thought you were playing Port
Yeah,
Melbourne. I don't
yeah,
know who
yeah.
you thought you were playing.
Yeah,
Anyway, Port Adelaide, you know where you're playing them?
I think we're playing him away.
No, you're actually playing them here, you fucking banana. You're a banana, man. You don't even know your facts, man. Seriously, instead of trying to write your shit for the week and bring in
You're playing
extra
him in
stories,
Mars.
how about
listen.
you work out who
Listen.
you're actually playing?
Listen, we work on. We don't need scripts here, mate.
You work on nothing, mate. You work
What
on
does Carlton
nothing,
work
mate.
on?
You work on nothing. Hey, by the way, we've got a new sponsor. It's Colgate. And, special toothbrushes for all Collingwood supporters this week.
That's too many bristles, Rock. That's too many bristles on that toothbrush.
Well, I can proudly say
All right.
the
How are you
tooth
going
theory.
to beat Port Adelaide? How are you going to beat Port Adelaide? They played pretty well this week.
Look, I watched Port Adelaide, and you're right. Port Adelaide, I think they're looking good. After round one, they're actually looking quite good. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. But having said that, Collingwood plays great football, right? And, we played pretty well against the state teams. So, but I'm not taking anything away from Adelaide because Adelaide really plays some great football.
Port Adelaide.
Well, Port Adelaide, yeah, of course, yes. Well,
how are you gonna
Well,
deal
Al-
without Hal not being there? Because Hal really straightened you up, mate.
well, you know what? This is the thing, right? We beat Geelong, right? And we played so well.
All right,
Hang on,
move on.
right?
We're talking
And-
about Port Adelaide.
And we didn't have our mate Ginniver, right? Our mate Ginniver wasn't there.
He's
and he
not
played-
there this week either.
That's
So how are
okay.
you going to beat Port Adelaide? Don't worry what happens the week after. I mean, I wanted to ask you who you're playing the week after, but you don't even know who you're playing this week. So I'm not going to ask you that.
Hey, one game. We're playing Richmond. We're playing Richmond. One week at a
Big
time.
week.
1 week at a time.
That's
You don't
right,
even
mate.
know this week.
You'll have to take our top spot eventually, maybe.
1 week at a
yeah,
time.
that's it.
What about you?
1 week at a
Who you
time.
got this week?
We got the other Adelaide side, the Crows, on Saturday.
Yes.
Arvo.
But you got them over
Yeah.
there, haven't you?
We have. Which, interesting fact as well, apparently since 1999, we've only beaten them 3 times in Adelaide.
Wow.
So if
Wow.
there's ever a time to do it, it's this week. But yeah, I reckon should be all right. I think if we play the type of football we did against your mob, but actually convert and a little bit more
If you
polished, I think we
convert-
should be fine.
If you convert, I don't think you should have a problem this week, you know. All right, here we go. I can't get enough of this. All right, who have you got?
What's that for? What game?
You know every game because I know you're a supporter. But
Exactly
what
right.
game you got this week?
Oh, we got Gold Coast.
Oh, that's it. You got the Gold Coast. And is
At
that
home.
over there? Sorry, I don't know.
No,
if
it's
you're
over
there
here.
or-
It's over here. It's over here.
Talk about an easy draw. Come on.
You got an easy start, man. That's a
Well,
good start.
Good opportunity to be,
You got to take them. You got to take them.
It is.
I could see it maybe after round 4. I think we've got St Kilda and then GWS at home as well. So round 5 will be Anzac Day, Collingwood and Essendon.
Oh.
I'll tell you
That's
right
the
now, if both teams are undefeated, mate, 100,000 plus the whole camaraderie around it. It's
You
going to be
always
crazy.
get it, and it's a good day because it's Anzac Day and it's like a holiday. You know, like Collingwood,
You
like
need
the
it.
Dole office is closed, so all the Collingwood supporters can go, so that's fine. But anyway, that day there, yeah, that's right. That day there, Quinny, you'd agree with me now. That day there, Anzac Day, all I want to do is stab myself in the eye because I really don't want any of them to win, mate. Like it's
You don't deserve to be there on Anzac Day. You guys, honestly, next year, mate, round 1, it's got to be not Carlton and Richmond anymore. It's gone.
of course it's got to be. That's a ridiculous statement. We get more.
Watching that.
Collingwood and Geelong, we got the biggest crowd. I think it's the second biggest first
Yeah, because you got
round.
the supporter base, but as a spectacle, it was.
Come on, last year,
it was
what are you
shit,
talking
right?
about? The last
You've
few
got
games have been fucking terrific games.
You've got to have Essendon and Hawthorn next year. Round
Yeah,
1.
That was a terrible game. Get out of here.
I would take the
Did you
Anzac
guys actually watch the game on Sunday? I know it was Sunday. Probably.
Look, I watched bits and pieces, man. I was just busy doing the show and that. So while you were on, I was actually taping the jumper punch.
Okay.
And by the way, proudly sponsored by Snitz Northland. So if you become a member, you get 17% off. Can I just say something about this? Manny said to me, he goes, "Oh, do I get 17%?" I said, "Oh, you got to become a member." And he goes, "Oh, what? Me? I'm the star. Why should I become a member?"
Turn that on. Turn it on. Come on, mate.
$4 to become a member of the Jumper
listen,
Punch. Everyone click on, become
there's
a
one
member,
thing-
and you get
If there's one thing that I
17%
am, I'm very, very modest. Okay,
I can
I'm
see
very
that.
modest. I would never, ever, ever say something like that. What you did
I'll
was
leave
you
it to the
actually,
people to
you
believe
actually
me or
fooled
you,
me.
someone
You
who's
said to me,
reputable after the
Manny,
last
if you
3
want the
years or you.
discount, Manny, you got to become a member. And I said, you know what? I'm more than happy to become a member of the Jumper Punch. Okay, and then you
Well,
started with.
You're on our channel,
Oh, that's right. That's right. And
so
you know
you
what?
should. Have you become one? I spoke to you 2 days ago. Have you become one?
Needs
No,
a Collingwood one
I've-
first.
I haven't had a chance.
Well,
That's a good one.
That's two things that really support you, Manny, and you don't support them back. I'm really disappointed, man.
They've got the coteletas there, huh? Cotoletta.
They
Oh,
got
mate,
a
they
good
got- and
cotlet.
they-
Don't worry about that.
They're pan cooked, mate. We had them on
I
the show
love
last night.
cotoletta. Oh, it's the best.
Oh no!
Mate, you had a representative and everything come down to the show last week. And delivered, mate. That's service.
We had the owner bring down the food, so we got the big one.
And
But
where are
anyway,
they?
everyone get
North-
down to
Northlands or
Northlands.
North
They're actually a good place to go and grab a bite.
That's on the week.
A bite, yeah. So,
Yeah.
So we got what do we got here? We've still got about 10 minutes. Oh yeah, do you want to do some tips? We might as well. Do you want to we'll go over. I want to show you something. What have I done? Here we go.
Hey, how's the graphics? Look at that.
Oh,
How
look
was
at
Manny
the
winning?
Manny's got 6. Mark and Quinn have got 4. I got 3, and that's because I didn't give us one for the draw. I don't think you should get one for the draw because
You didn't give me one, did you?
No, you didn't get one.
Okay,
No one
good.
got one for
That's
the
all
draw.
right. That's all right.
So I think everyone, it doesn't matter if everyone gets 1 or everyone gets 0. So I just think if you didn't pick the draw, you know what? If you pick the draw, you get 5. That's what I reckon. I reckon that's the new rule. If you can pick a draw, you get 5, mate.
Done.
Bang on. Challenge accepted.
Anyway,
Challenge
so
accepted.
Manny actually had a good week at tipping. Yeah, so he had a good week at tipping.
Good on you, Manny.
It's all about studying. It's all about studying the form guide, gentlemen. That's all it is. It's about
but you don't study your own team, but you study the form guide. Yeah, all right.
That's all it is.
All right.
You know.
You know what you do? I'll give you this week. Watch your game. Actually, watch it. Actually, go down. It's at the G. Go down, mate. You can buy memberships at the front.
Yeah.
Go down and actually go to a game.
I
you know where the G is? It's at Jollymont. Just get off at Jollymont. You'll get there, man. It's easy.
Is it a Saturday or Sunday game?
I think it's
I
a
don't know.
Saturday.
It's your game, and you don't even know.
Hey, listen, it's an honest question. Is it a Saturday or a Sunday game?
You should know,
Saturday.
mate. You're a big barracker. You should know. Don't.
I'll
go.
Uber it for you, mate. I'll Uber it for you. I'll come with you.
That's
Well,
it.
you know what? I might go past Snitz and have myself a nice plain and simple burger.
I like at the plain and simple burger. It's
That's
far
right.
from plain and simple.
Well, but that's what they call it, plain and simple. And then I'll go down there and I'll actually look. I'm not sure. It depends on the weather.
Oh my God, you're making it worse for yourself. Now the weather.
Well, I'm just being honest. It depends on the weather.
Take a poncho, mate.
I want to ask you two, has the weather ever stopped you from going to the footy?
Never, mate. I've been soaked at the games, mate.
Mate,
Soaked.
I've sat there in the rain, mate. It's packed and there's nowhere to go, and I just sit there like a banana.
Still eating your pie, your cold pie there.
Sauce going everywhere. It's
That's it. Burning you're cold on the outside, fucking burning on the inside, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
time.
let's go through these games. I've got them here. Quinny, you'd have them because you're a star.
I've got him here. We've got him here. Well, you know who was up first, Rock. There's no surprise there. Carlton.
Well, there's
Geelong.
no surprises there. There's no surprises there.
I knew
You know
you'd
the
know
first
that one.
game, Manny?
Yeah, Carlton Geelong.
Tomorrow night, Carlton Geelong. It's at the G at 7:20. I'll go for the first tip, right? And even though I went against them on the jumper punch, I've changed my mind, right? And I think we're going to win by like 3 goals. Done. Bang.
Big call. Manny, who's winning?
Oh, look, as much as I'd hate to say this, I honestly believe that I think Carlton will just get over the line.
Nice. All right. Well, we're going to send in the tip. So I'll write these down. All right. Beautiful. Quinny?
After last week's performance from Carlton, Rock, Geelong, just. Sorry, mate.
Anyway, I don't really care what you think, so you can go and get stuffed. How's that
Well, we're on the
sound?
top of the ladder, so I can say whatever I want.
I hope you guys aren't top of the ladder next week. I don't know if I can do another week of this. I don't know if I
This is
can do
killing
two
me,
in a row.
mate. This is killing
Two
me,
episodes
mate.
in a row. Oh, God.
Nah.
It's killing me. It's killing me.
Especially
All
after
right.
he picked it. Especially after he picked it. Bloody.
You know what? We laughed. We laughed at him with the big margin as well.
What did
You know
we
what,
say?
Mark?
I'm going to burn both of us, Quinny. We said you're not even going to kick 48 points.
We did say that.
And you know what?
That.
We lost 2 meter Peter 2 days before the game.
I know.
And and I thought, well, gee, but you know what? Sometimes it's not always going to your focal, forward. It's about
like
giving
just
the other
like we
players
lost,
an opportunity.
buddy, we just lost Manny in the same way. I think he did a heartstring there.
He lost. You didn't pay his internet bill from last week again.
We'll get him
He's
back
gone
in.
to buy his Collingwood membership.
Here he is.
Mate, can I tell you, even my phone was about to catch on fire as soon as I said Carlton's going to win this game. Actually, I'll take that. Look, Carlton will win. I'm saying it quietly because I don't want my phone to go to start to burn. Right? It's
All right,
about
like it, Carl. He's Geelong and you, Quinny.
Yeah, I'll probably go on the Cats on this one. I don't know. Carlton, from what I saw last week, and the Blues, they held out. They did well.
We can only go up.
They did well in defence, and that was about it, I thought, on Thursday night. So for now, I'm saying the Cats.
Bloody hell! All right, 2-2. That's fair enough. I can't argue with that theory by all of you. What's the next one, Quinn?
We got Brisbane, Melbourne up at the Gabba, which should be a great game of footy.
Yes, that's on at 7:30 or something at night. So
it's 7:55.
Oh yeah, it is too. 7:55. That's because Brisbane are stuffed, man. 7:55.
Yeah,
what a
the worst time.
That's terrible. Like train times, Manny.
Yeah. That's right.
All right, let's go for it. I'll go first if you want. I think, mate, Melbourne looked all right, mate. Like, I was a bit shocked, man. They looked, they finished off well, and Brisbane actually looked sore and sorry for themselves. So, but it's always hard to go against them over there. But I'm going to have to catch up, man. I'm going Melbourne.
Brisbane for me at home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
safe
Rock,
bet,
I'm with you on this one, Rock. I'm going the D's. I don't know. Something about them this year. I've got a terrible feeling they're going to win another one. Yeah, I've got this bad feeling they're going to win another one. So
and they got Grundy. They got Grundy,
yeah.
and it's looking good, mate. Manny, they thank you. You're paying like $800,000 a year for him.
Yeah,
him and
we're going to go for Melbourne.
Man. Thank you, buddy.
We're going to go for Melbourne.
You're going to go for Melbourne?
Yeah.
Nice. Grundy, yeah. And you went for Brisbane, yeah? All right. What's the next one? Oh, do you know the next one, Manny?
It doesn't really matter.
Well, because you don't know, but it's Collingwood and Port Adelaide, not Port Melbourne,
Ooh.
Port Adelaide at the MCG, and they are playing at 1:45. It's a day game.
The traditional time slot. I like that. I don't mind the traditional time slot. It's good on a Saturday, Arvo.
Yeah.
Yes, we miss it.
It's the battle of the prison stripes as well.
Wow, yeah.
Stripes. Yeah.
And I think that they should be allowed to wear the stripes, and I think I'd definitely join the fight in for them to join to have those stripes. So
I think as long as they're not using them against Collingwood, I see no reason they can't wear it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm going to go. I can't go for the scum over there because I think their defense is shot. And as I said, when they let that old side kick 16 goals, I lost all faith in them. So I'm going to go Port Adelaide.
Jeez.
And they were good. They were good on the weekend too, Paul.
They look good.
Really
and
good.
Last year was like a one-off. I think they're back this year and going to absolutely, be dangerous.
Yeah. Who we got, Mark?
Collingwood for me, Manny. All the best.
Magpies, mate. Magpies all the way. Magpies all the way.
And you,
we've had a great pre-season, regardless of the fact that we've lost a number of players. Collingwood for me, mate. Collingwood for me.
Yeah, I think as long as I'm going to be careful saying this because my computer might absolutely shit itself. But yeah, I think it's hard to go past the Pies at the G as well. It's going to be close. I reckon only be a goal or two in it, but I reckon the Pies maybe just.
Yeah, I reckon
If I
Port
disconnect,
Adelaide
you
will-
know why.
I reckon Port Adelaide will kick like 18 goals on them. Anyway, the next one. Oh,
can
this
only
is your
hope.
game, mate. This is your game.
That's it. 420 for 435, 435. Adelaide
Yep.
Oval. There we go. Which is
Adelaide and the Tigers. The Tiger Den.
Oh, the
I'm-
Tigers.
Yeah, I'm going to go Tigers, mate. I think that if they're kicking straight, Adelaide's no match for them.
Yep. So, guys, every week I'm going to do what they call a toss of the coin game. So,
All
it's gonna
right,
be-
I like this.
it's-
He's bringing
it's
out the
either
props.
gonna
I love this.
Heads, of course, is going to be the home team, and tails is the away. So this week is my toss of the coin game. So I've got my little coin. I'm going to flip it, and it is tails.
Who's that?
So it is Richmond.
Go the Tigers. I knew
Go
it.
the
It
Tigers.
was meant to be. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm going for Richmond for this one. So.
Of course. You, Manny?
Oh, no, look, Tigers.
Tigers, beautiful. Hey, listen, guys, we've got about 4 minutes, so let's get through this. What's
Get
the
through.
next one? Is the Doggies and the Saints. Where's that, Quinn?
Marvel
That'll be
Stadium.
at Marvel. Yeah, at
Absolutely. It's 7:25. That's it.
Yeah. Wow, the Saints actually surprised me a little bit, but I think that the Doggies are going to come back today, this week.
Yeah, Bulldogs for me.
Saints.
Yeah, Saints. Ooh. Doggies for me. I think
You're
their
going
tall
Saints.
forward line's gonna lift this week, and Saints forward line's kind of shot at the moment without Membry and King. So I reckon, doggies for me.
Yeah. Next one, Quinn.
We got Freo and North Melbourne at 7:30 at Optus.
Yeah,
Yes,
Fremantle
that's right.
for me. That's it. Lock that
Yeah,
in.
Fremantle will take that. North
Freo.
had their win, but Fremantle, they've lost the first. I don't think they're going to lose. They're going to lose at home.
Where are they playing? Fremantle.
At home.
In WA, yeah.
Yeah,
Fremantle.
And by the
Fremantle,
way,
yeah.
I've been to that ground, and that is a superb ground. And then after
Yeah.
the game, you been?
Yeah, I've been. Yeah.
And then after the game, you go to, I forget the name, the pub just 2-minute walk from there, and it's rocking all
And
night.
the weather's
man. It's
fine.
great.
It's beautiful.
If you're ever going to go to an interstate, mate, WA is the place to go.
We do it once a year. We either go to Sydney or Western Australia or Adelaide.
Yeah.
So once a year, we tend to go watch a game interstate. It's fantastic. Love it.
All right,
Beautiful.
so everyone, Freo.
Freo, yeah.
All right, next one.
We got the Swans and the Hawks at the SCG 1:10 on the Sunday afternoon.
Oh, the Swans.
yeah.
Swans.
Yeah,
Swans.
yeah.
That's easy.
Swans.
Yeah.
Swans.
I
Swans,
can't see
yeah.
them.
If they can't beat
can't see
Essendon, they're not beating Sydney. That's for sure.
Nah,
They're
the
definitely the Swans.
All right, we got the game of the round here.
Here we
Game
go.
of the
3:20. 3:20 p.m. at the home of football, Marvel Stadium, Essendon versus the Gold
That's
Coast
it.
Suns.
With the closed roof.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Unfortunately,
Essendon by 30 points.
All
Stringer,
right.
Called it early.
The cattle is coming in. The Stringer, Jakey Stringer. The package is coming back. 30 points.
Yeah, Essendon for me.
Off we go.
I'm actually gonna pick Essendon. I can't believe it. So
I know. Again, putting all our technology at risk here, but Essendon as well. Fuck, I hate this.
this is bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
listen,
can- how do
we're
we break
running out of
Mark?
time here. The last game, Eagles and the Giants.
Absolutely. It is
Fuck,
at Optus
that's a
Stadium. I West Coast give me nothing
No,
nothing to hold on to. There's no faith there with West Coast. So for me, the Giants.
me too, Giants.
Yeah, Giants.
No, I'm going to go West Coast this week. I reckon Giants got a few injuries.
Oh,
And last week's game, obviously the heat, I reckon, is going to be a factor. So West Coast, if they've got an opportunity to win, it's going to be this week, and that's it.
I like it.
all
I
right,
like it.
guys. Listen, we've got about 30 seconds to go before everyone stay tuned because we have got an interview with the Dominator, 4-time premiership player. So everyone stay tuned for that. That's a big interview. That was at Anger's restaurant, North Seafood Bar and Grill. So everyone get down there and we can watch that. Thank you, guys. We'll see
Thanks,
you next
guys. Good
week.
evening.
And go Blues!
Go the Tigers! See you, boys.